छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
Arnab Goswami on the debate.
How can you stop a prime minister from speaking in parliament? How do you subvert the decision of 1.4 billion people through a general election process to elect a prime minister? The prime minister does not have the right to speak. It must be remembered always, on occasions like the budget session of parliament, the prime minister has a duty to speak. So how do you stop a prime minister from carrying out his duty? How do you stall the result of an election? How do you bring the Lok Sabha, the House of the People, to a standstill? Ladies and gentlemen, you may not believe it, but this has actually happened. The Prime Minister of India has been blocked from speaking physically, leading to the adjournment of the Lok Sabha in Parliament. It's a silly thing they have done, but actually much worse. I'm using polite language. The women MPs from the opposition come together and they surround the Treasury bench facing the Speaker, where ministers, including the Prime Minister, speak. It is an act recorded on camera, so they cannot deny they did it. The women MPs then stand right next to the Prime Minister's chair when he was not in the House, so that if he comes, they'll physically block him. What is this? Tamasha. They carry a long poster which has the Prime Minister's picture and, quote, "do what is right" written on it. All the other members of the opposition then come together, standing, raising placards and sloganeering. The Prime Minister is therefore, the chair where he's supposed to sit has been surrounded. And then these people have some papers in their hands which you wave at the Speaker. But the intention is clear. They have decided that they will physically confront the Prime Minister, physically stop him. I don't know if they would have done worse, but they will stop him physically from speaking in the Lok Sabha. So this is a physical blocking of the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi. What is this behavior? What was achieved by doing this? By physically blocking the Prime Minister, was a single question answered. The surrounding the Prime Minister's chair and coming together and saying, we will carry out this gherao of the Prime Minister inside the House. Does it change a single policy or push in any positive direction? The question the people of the country must ask right now is this. The problem is that, in effect, the opposition in India does not have a leader. Rahul Gandhi, in the meantime, was outside calling a member of parliament a traitor, behaving like someone doing some street side trolling. It has become form over substance for the opposition. No one in the opposition wants to discuss or seems to be appeared intellectually or content-wise to debate the budget tabled by the finance minister. They can debate the fiscal deficit. They can debate the defense allocation. They can raise a number of issues substantially and make a difference qualitatively to debate, which is at the core of the way the country thinks. But no, they will not do that. They don't even want to debate the Indo-US trade deal. The problem is, ladies and gentlemen, that today we have a situation where, with Rahul Gandhi's empty-headed behavior, the opposition has no agenda. In the first week of Parliament, just 4 or 5 days since the budget, they have no agenda. They have nothing to contribute. What is their contribution? Behaving in this mad way, raising slogans, parading outside Parliament, blocking the Prime Minister's chair, physically blocking the Prime Minister from speaking, quoting from an unpublished book written by a former army chief, which the army chief himself has put out a clear statement on, which contradicts you, but you won't mention that. In other words, ladies and gentlemen, the Rahul Gandhi opposition only wants to do tamasha. They are not doing their job. I often say that the most unfortunate thing for our country is that at a national level, we do not have an opposition. We do not have an opposition leader at the national level. What is this? If the opposition was serious, if Rahul Gandhi was a serious politician, he would have been talking about the Aravali issue, reading up about it, studying it, analyzing it, debating it, confronting people on issues. He would have discussed illegal infiltration, which he won't, because he wants the Muslim vote and he wants to turn the Congress party into a Muslim party. He would have discussed why India is still giving Pakistan a long rope during T20. I'm giving him that option because sometimes Rahul Gandhi is not capable of serious, comprehensive intellectual analysis in depth on any issue, on economics or strategy or geopolitics. But he would have talked about anything, maybe affordable housing schemes. Maybe he would have talked about India's space program or satellite security. He would have talked about why some recent space launches have not been successful, read up on that, raised those issues in Parliament and forced the government to have a meaningful discussion. But no, you see, Rahul Gandhi has this empty-headed view of life. I am from this family. I may know nothing, but I'll behave in this way and I'll be leader of the opposition. It is extremely unfortunate. It's not about blocking the Prime Minister. It's not about abusing people sitting on the steps of Parliament. It's not about behaving like a street-side troll. It's something much bigger than this. The bigger thing is, as a consequence of all this, and trust me, every individual opposition leader in private says today, I speak to many, that the greatest tragedy for us is that Rahul Gandhi is the leader of the opposition, at least technically. They won't say so in private, but in these circumstances, the biggest danger for India is that our country, the world's largest democracy, does not have an opposition, does not have an opposition leader. That hurts our democracy, trust me. It hurts our democracy a lot. Let's debate.
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. No, we only started. No, he is not yielding.
This was third day and possibly the last opportunity when the Lok Sabha could have completed debating motion of thanks on the President's address. But couldn't. House adjourned once and twice.
मैं घोर निंदा करता हूं विपक्ष की, जिसके कारण हम पार्लियामेंट के बदले आज आपके समक्ष यहां पे जानकारी देने.
Even Commerce Minister could not make his statement on the India-United States trade deal. Prime Minister Modi was to give his reply at 5 p.m. But moments before he was to reach the Lok Sabha chamber from his office, opposition MPs not only trooped down to the well of the House, but even blocked PM's access to his seat. The chair moved in quickly, adjourning the Lok Sabha for the day. A historic precedent might have been set of a motion of thanks without Prime Minister's address. Congress wants Rahul Gandhi to speak at will. But won't let the Prime Minister exercise his right. The government called it a planned blockade.
चेतावनी के बाद भी आज सारी महिलाएं, आपने देखा होगा, कोई प्लान करके आई, ऐसा थोड़ी अचानक आ जाती है.
तो सर आप ही उस वक्त थे जो
हम हटा रहे थे, तो अभी हट भी नहीं रहे थे.
Congress brazened out like how? With opportunity lost in Lok Sabha for PM's address, would the Rajya Sabha be able to salvage the motion of thanks tomorrow?
We have a situation here, Abhishek. We had a situation here. The Prime Minister was physically stopped. Physically stopped.
Literally physically stopped because the Prime Minister was, in fact, I'm told, was on his way to come to the Lok Sabha chamber.
Right.
He had left his office and then he was told that a situation has emerged where he cannot even reach his chair. He cannot reach his seat. And that is because the opposition MPs, specifically these women MPs, we can see in these pictures, they were carrying that banner or poster and then they were blocking the way and they wanted to create a scene.
What scene did they want to create?
They wanted to obstruct the Prime Minister's access to his seat, and obviously with that kind of pandemonium, if the House is not in order, the Prime Minister cannot speak. We have seen earlier also in similar situations, Prime Minister has had to speak above the day. This time they did not even let him come to the chair and start his address.
You're seeing those pictures there. The Prime Minister would be coming at 4:59. We got an alert from our reporter. We were all alert. The Prime Minister was about to enter the House at 4:59. At 5:01, we are told the House is adjourned for the day. These are WhatsApp exchanges, right? So we are also watching closely. But I cannot understand for the life of me, go back to the visuals, that what would they have achieved? I want to start with Pulla, Nalin Kohli High, Pattabhiram Komareddy of the TDP, Pankaj Sharma, Pulla, all anti-BJP, Anmol Pawar, AAP and Tausif TMC. What would have been achieved? Assume Narendra Modi comes in and he's physically, you are physically almost garrowing and confronting the Prime Minister of India when he's about to speak, very importantly, on the budget session of Parliament. No, you please tell me.
It's a parliamentary convention.
I tell you.
President's motion of...
the Prime Minister's speech has been blocked today.
Yes.
So you won't deliver this.
It won't happen in Lok Sabha now.
The Prime Minister of India, for the first time ever, will not be allowed to speak in the Lok Sabha on the budget session because Rahul Gandhi is not happy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Let me start.
Wow.
The Prime Minister respectfully should ask himself the question, how did it come to this? How did it come to this? Who brought it? This is a parliamentary democracy. This is not, we are not here to say hurrah, hurrah. There is no Julius Caesar coming back with his conquest. You have to, in the parliamentary democracy, if the Prime Minister, whoever he may be, he cannot take the opposition along. It's a failure of the system. He should have anticipated this bitterness which is increasing daily. And he should have taken
bitterness
steps.
is a... One minute. Nalin is already responding, but I'll make a comment and then hand over to you, Nalin. Bitterness for Rahul Gandhi is a state of his mind. Bitterness is an emotion that he feels that he's out of power. Bitterness is his response to being a political failure. Now, the Prime Minister is not responsible for that bitterness. But you say, I am bitter, so I won't let the Prime Minister of India speak. And
absolutely.
Because I am feeling bitter.
Absolutely.
Because you're feeling bitter. 1 minute. Because you are feeling bitter. 1 minute. Because you are feeling bitter and frustrated, so Prime Minister of India cannot speak on budget session. Wah bhai wah. Nalin Kohli.
No.
Nalin
Kohli.
I'm opening the debate now, please. Opening the debate. Everyone, these graphics are fine. Nalin Kohli, those are internal.
Mr. Goswami.
One more minute. One more second, Nalinji. One more second.
Can you just get out of those
Parliament
graphics?
should not have been brought to this. You have had 12 years.
No. How did it come to this is an equal question that I will ask. Please, Abhishek, please remain seated. Don't distract me. How did it come to this? Is also a question that people in the Congress on opposition must ask. How did it come to this that we have a leader of the opposition who behaves in the way that Rahul Gandhi has become a pattern to behave? Nalin Kohli. Nalin.
Mr. Goswami, I must say that normally I'm a person who doesn't lose his or feels angry very easily.
Keep changing
in terms of it, especially on a debate. But today, I'm not just pained, I'm angry. This is not done. This is Parliament, and this is the Parliament where leaders will come and go, but the institution is there. Narendra Modi ji is the Prime Minister of India, and there are two aspects that need to be seen as Narendra Modi ji as the person who's serving as the Pradhan Sevak or the Prime Minister, and Narendra Modi ji is occupying what is an institution called the Prime Minister. That Prime Minister's institution is so valuable that it is this Prime Minister, Narendra Modi ji, who has recognized the contribution of every Prime Minister with the Pradhan Mantri Sangralaya or a museum highlighting the good work of each Prime Minister of India. In this Parliament, what we've seen is unprecedented. And I'm sorry, I'm pained to say that you actually select a group of MPs on the basis of gender. Then you go out there. Why gender? so that there can be an allegation of manhandling? That if the marshals were to come in, you would say that what was this done? They come in to block strategic.
Oh, okay. So you are saying, sorry, you are saying, Nalin, sorry.
Let's pause.
You are saying that the women MPs were deliberately selected, that this plan was done in such a way that if the Prime Minister is going to be physically attacked, if the Prime Minister were to be physically attacked or gherowed by the women MPs, and if the security was to come in between, then the women MPs would say that they have been assaulted inside Parliament. So they were creating a situation, you are saying. They were creating a situation.
It can't be ruled out. Certainly, but why? It's not a mixed crowd. It's a gender-centric crowd. You need to ask this. At the same time, you need to ask, Rahul Gandhi ji chooses conveniently to be outside the house.
Oh.
To what? Abdicate responsibility for the situation in the house? Here is a person as leader of opposition chooses his timing not to be there when the Prime Minister is coming.
Abhishek.
And the situation is there. Why should it not be linked that this absence is deliberate?
So 1 minute. I turn across to my senior colleague Abhishek. I turn across to my senior colleague Abhishek for his view on this.
With due respect to... No, 1 minute. I am not going to be interrupted because I must finish. Number 3, what is the logic that the learned person before me says? And respectfully I say, ask the question why it has come here so the end is justified. I'm sorry. This is the identical argument given by terrorists of all hues, colors, everything across the world. Our act of terrorism is based on a cause somewhere else, so we are justified. Are we going to take that deranged logic to our political discourse? Are we going to take that deranged logic to the Parliament of India, to restricting the Prime Minister from speaking, to restricting the institution of the Prime Minister from functioning within the haloed precincts of the Parliament of India?
The point being right now is that we have therefore a very grave situation
that Indian democracy today is facing from none other than the opposition.
Now we have a very grave situation which has emerged in Parliament. And the breaking news right now is the BJP is accusing. The BJP is accusing the opposition of deliberately trying to use women MPs to create an unruly situation on the floor of the Lok Sabha.
On what basis these member of parliament were suspended? The demand is very right. Restore them. Why these members of opposition, member of parliament were suspended? And Prime Minister never came to the Parliament. Show me a footage where the Prime Minister is seen coming to the Parliament.
Abhishek
Prime Minister does not want to address the Parliament. The Prime Minister right now does not want
Just 1 minute. Tausif, thanks. He doesn't usually stop. I'll have to stop him. Tausif, thanks. Volume down. Abhishek.
I can tell you why the honourable MPs were suspended. Because they were standing on the tables. They were throwing papers towards the Speaker's podium, and that's something which is not allowed. That's why they were suspended. And today I have it from sources that this is not going to stop at this. It's going to snowball, and there is an official complaint lodged by the BJP with the Speaker's office to go back to the pictures again and see whether this was a planned obstruction of the Prime Minister to stop him from participating in the motion of thanks, which means that there could be a privileges issue now, Arnab, and it could be referred to the privileges committee.
This is getting serious. Can I have the right windows? Thank you, Tausif. Thank you. By putting those 4 windows,
it's the privilege of the Prime Minister as a member of Parliament to have participated, to have been
Abhishek, thanks. Therefore, the issue becomes more serious. I will have to have him off the screen for a while if he continues like this. See, the point here is we have a very serious situation, Mr. Komareddy and Anmol. I'm drawing you in. We are told by sources that this is might become a privileges issue. Because if it is true that there was, and I repeat, can we have those windows back, please? If there was a planned conspiracy, I repeat, use my words carefully again. If there was, Mr. Komareddy, a planned conspiracy to physically block the Prime Minister of India from speaking on the budget, then we must understand, if there was a planned conspiracy which unraveled, if that means if they had planned to not assault but physically block the Prime Minister of India from speaking in Parliament, if there is no investigation or punishment on this, this will become the precedent. The physical safety of the Prime Minister will be in danger. One way. This is very serious, therefore. And was there any Congress leader who was egging on the MPs, who was trying to create a confrontation between the Prime Minister, people around the Prime Minister, the Treasury benches and the opposition in Parliament? You see, that means somebody was instigating this.
Yes. You cannot have
Who's
this
the
size of the poster or banner without preparation. There has to be some...
How was the poster or banner brought in?
Yeah, they would have carried it.
How was it brought in?
The MPs, I mean, they have their privilege, so maybe they carried it, folded, because this size of the poster does not happen pronto. It needs some preparation. It needs some...
But this is the Parliament of India. This is not some, stage outside a street.
And that's why the probe.
Why is it being done like this?
Yeah, I mean, so
Mr. Komareddy, how do you view today's incident?
Arnab, I completely agree with what Nalin had said.
Nalin.
It is a conspiracy. It is a conspiracy that has been hatched. See, we are not debating on any women issues today.
No.
For only the women MPs to come into the well and protest. Is there any issue related to women that is being debated currently?
No.
Then why only women? Yes, I completely agree with my friend's argument that it is part of a conspiracy that has been hatched to block the Honorable Prime Minister. The opposition had stooped down to such a level that they are, utilizing their honorable women MPs for such kind of an act. So yes, this has to be investigated.
Who could have planned this?
And
who could have? It was Rahul Gandhi or Priyanka Vadra?
Yes. There can be no other human being.
Did Priyanka Vadra plan this?
I can tell you, outside she was heard
saying... Do you think Priyanka Vadra had a role in this?
Yeah, 100%.
Was Priyanka Vadra leading this?
Our women MPs were there and the Prime Minister did not come, ran away, got scared. Words to that effect Priyanka Vadra has used outside the House.
Will Priyanka Vadra take ownership for what she tried to do?
She was 100% taking the ownership. If there was a plan, she was integral to it. It comes out of that soundbite that she has given outside.
So Priyanka Vadra distinguishes herself by creating a blockade of the Prime Minister in Parliament. What does she expect here?
She was asked a question specifically, why were these women MPs fronting the protest
what did
at
she
the Prime Minister's chair? She said, so what? If the women MPs were there, the Prime Minister should have come and faced them, which means she was part of it. She said that they were there to protest because their leader is not being allowed to speak.
But you realize how serious this is? That in the Lok Sabha, TMC Congress SP were standing with these slogans and posters the moment the chair took the seat. They surged to the well of the House. They advanced towards the BJP members. The circle, just coming to you, Nilan, they circle the chair where Narendra Modi is going to sit. They circle the chair. Meanwhile, Anurag Thakur, Kiran Rijiju and even MIB Minister Ashwini Vaishnav are engaging opposition members in talks to try and defuse the situation.
Yeah.
Congress MPs Dipinder Huda and Jyoti Mani are approaching Kiran Rijiju with posters in hand. There is a charged atmosphere intensifying, right? And attempts are made to restore calm in the House. But there is someone there, Anmol, who is saying that we must physically confront the Prime Minister today. You must intellectually confront the Prime Minister. You can politically confront the Prime Minister. You cannot physically go down to a near attack situation. This is a near attack on the Prime Minister. This is a near attack situation on the Prime Minister because you don't know in the charged circumstances what will happen. I mean, there is a Prime Minister of India. You don't want to speak on budget. You want to speak on some Naravane book. Fine, you do that, but this is not the way to behave. Don't support this, Anmol. Anmol, don't become a hanger-on.
Arnab ji, no one supports this kind of physical violence which were attempted today, but the point...
AAP says we don't support the physical violence attempted in Parliament. Thank you, breaking news. Breaking news. AAP says it does not support physical violence which was attempted in Parliament today.
The Prime Minister...
Repeat thrice. AAP says it does not support the physical violence which was attempted in Parliament today.
The PM, can I Can I complete?
I'm just giving due importance to
PM
what you
has
said, breaking
compromised. PM has been compromised. He has compromised the sovereignty and sovereignty of our nation.
You're appearing confused.
India-US trade deal.
Unsure.
Failed to address the nation.
Unsure.
No. Let me complete. How is it?
Don't change the subject. AAP says it doesn't support attempted physical violence in Parliament. Attempted. To be clear, I never misquote.
Can I complete, Arnabji?
I compliment you on saying that the AAP is against the attempted physical violence in Parliament today.
It is the Prime Minister.
You're a sanguine voice of reason in this ocean of mediocrity.
Can I complete?
You're not sure. You're not being able to phrase your words.
Was intentionally trying to avoid addressing to the nation. No. Let me complete. Because PM has to address the nation on very serious issues, that why is it that in this India-US trade deal, how are the farmers getting benefit when you have reduced tariff on American goods to 0%, when US has increased the tariff from 3.3% to 18%, when you have opened the Indian markets?
But if you don't debate, you don't listen, you don't let the Prime Minister give his point of view, you don't allow speech in Parliament, then how do you expect a debate or an answer?
Who has stopped him from last 48 hours? Who has stopped him to address the nation since last 48 hours? Why hasn't he?
Well, I can tell you one more. It's Parliament runs with certain, the government of India and Indian democracy runs with certain precedents, certain procedures and convention. The convention is, Anmol, that when Parliament is in session, the government cannot speak outside. The government has to first speak. It's not like Donald Trump just going out on Truth Social and announcing. Here they have to first speak to the Parliament and then only the government can speak outside.
Okay, let's let Nalin explain. Nalin, he's trying to link this to the...
No, but Piyush Goyal, Abhishek Piyush Goyal ji addressed the nation yesterday.
Yeah.
Why didn't he give any particulars about this US trade deal? He said that we won't compromise with the interest of farmers.
He went to the Parliament to make a statement.
Let Nalin answer that. Anmol, we are all people of above average intelligence. We are not like Rahul Gandhi. So let Nalin reply. We understand your question. The point is, Anmol, well said, with full lung power added for effect. My question to you is this, please.
And the farmers who were protesting against that were put behind bars. How would people believe them? And since this Epstein file has emerged, the Prime Minister of our country has gone into abject silence. Not a single word from him. देश जानना चाहता है कि ऐसा क्या है उस एप्स्टीन फाइल में, क्या संबंध है मोदी जी का एप्स्टीन से, जो वो चुप हो जाते हैं, प्राइम मिनिस्टर प्रेसिडेंट डोनाल्ड ट्रंप के सामने एक शब्द नहीं बोल पाते.
Thank you very much.
Why is he so rattled? Why is he silent? Why isn't he
उपन्यास से हटके हम इस डिबेट पे वापस आ जाएं. ये जो उपन्यास एक लिखा जा रहा है ख्वाबों के भाषा में, उससे अगर हटके हम जमीनी सत्य पर लौटे जो आज हुआ है, उससे अच्छा नहीं होगा. ये घड़ियाली आंसू एक मिनट साइड कर दीजिए. अब हम वापस आ जाते हैं जो हमारे संसद में आज हुआ है.
एप्स्टीन पे जवाब दे दीजिए.
I'd like to speak on this and I'd like to say, Arnab, without any mincing any words, this is not
a single word on Epstein.
This is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. There's nothing else. This is Parliament. Parliament makes laws. It can amend our constitution. Of course, it can't amend the part 3 or the basic structure. But it can't amend the basic structure. But this is Parliament. There can't be anything higher than that. All of the people who stood on the floor of the House, who have stood and distinguished themselves by standing on tables, throwing papers, by on a gender basis going out there to block the Prime Minister, they will come and go, as will everybody else on the Treasury bench. But what will remain is Parliament. And I must say that this is certainly far from being a bad day. This is a dark day. This is one of those days that will be written and spoken about forever. And that's the thing that pains me the most. It angers me the most.
Congress party has just issued a statement.
Unacceptable by
the Congress party has just issued a statement.
Now let me go further. I have something else to say. I have something else to say.
Yeah.
One point, just one point. Just one point. One more thing. This is a deliberate exercise to actually kill the narrative on what the Prime Minister and the government would have spoken on the trade deal. This is a deliberate conspiracy, if I can use that word, to actually prevent a positive narrative in favor of the country.
48 hours.
This is an act to prevent a narrative, and this is to build a narrative of negativity outside.
Donald Trump,
I am shocked at how there is a defense being mounted on something that is indefensible in every sense of the word. And the Aam Aadmi Party, of all things, after going on television clearly and saying that they condemn the violence or does not support the attempted physical violence, is doing a U-turn and saying the Prime Minister has not spoken when he was prevented from speaking. He was prevented from attending.
He
was prevented from actually discharging his constitutional duty in Parliament and addressing Parliament and the rest of the nation.
Does he need the floor of the House to address the nation?
Let me assure you, Narendra Modi ji as Prime Minister does not need a podium or a floor on the House. He will speak at his time.
Wrong word.
And when he speaks, the nation will listen.
Why didn't he address? Then why didn't he address in last 48 hours?
While this has happened,
Why
Nalin,
didn't he address in
the
last
Congress
48
party
hours?
has put out a statement.
I'm sorry.
Saying that
I'm sorry. I can't
Congress
answer a
party,
plural and
Congress
a
party,
point of view that
Congress
has no
party
basis and
has
that
put
no
out a
logic.
statement.
That is the basis of
Just
the
1 minute. Congress party has put out a statement
You want all parliamentary
that Priyanka Vadra planned this.
to satisfy a silly question.
No, 1 minute. Nalin, hear me.
Silly
Nalin,
question why the Prime Minister
Nalin,
has
the
not
breaking
addressed it
news
while
is
Parliament is in session.
the breaking.
He would have addressed it in Parliament.
The breaking news is, Nalin, if you hear me, that Congress party has put out a statement saying this whole thing was planned by Priyanka Vadra. And that she has shown great strength in doing this. And great courage in doing this. I don't know what the courage and the strength in this is. In sending 8 women MPs to physically block the Prime Minister. So Congress party thinks they have done a great thing. And Priyanka Vadra is taking the credit, saying, I'm behind it, I'm behind it, I'm behind it. I can't believe what's going on. How silly is this?
In fairness, this is political perversity.
I can.
No, but they're saying that Priyanka Vadra should get an award for this. I don't know what's going on here. I mean, you see, for all the people who thought that maybe Priyanka is going to be better than her brother.
She's trying to compete, maybe.
She's trying to compete. So what's happening here is, Pankaj, Rahul Gandhi is getting attention by abusing someone in Parliament, saying, look at his face, he's a traitor. And Priyanka Vadra goes out and says, I have to show what I am worth, take 8 MPs and physically try to attack the Prime Minister. Physically try to almost assault the Prime Minister. And then take credit for it, Pankaj. Pankaj, what is going on here?
No, I agree with Nalin Kohli ji, but people come and go, but institutions remain. Let our Prime Minister realize this. It is really extremely unfortunate that our parliamentary democracy is facing this situation. And you are right, Mr. Kohli, there was a dark day. But
Isn't this the lowest you can fall? Isn't this the lowest you can fall? Isn't this the lowest you can fall?
Ruling dispensation to be blamed. As you do, shall you receive. Overall conduct of Modi government in last 1 decade.
No, I'm sorry, but if you've lost an election, if you can't win an election, if the Prime Minister has closed the Indo-US trade deal, if we have hit back Pakistan during Operation Sindoor, if we've had great numbers and you have 4.3% fiscal deficit, if the stock markets are booming, if you have lowest levels of inflation, if all of this is happening and you are frustrated with a capital F-R-U-S-T-R-A-T-D, right? Then that is, my point is, because of that you will physically assault the Prime Minister. You will physically assault the Prime Minister to take out your frustration.
Who assaulted?
Now what is this? What was it? Why? How is it not an attempt to physically assault the Prime Minister? And you are taking credit for it after that? Ladies and gentlemen, is this the limit? How far are we going to go? Towards not of intellectual but a physical blockade. This is getting dangerous. I'm sorry, Nalin. This is the extraordinary situation the country is facing. Extraordinary situation we are facing today. Let the people of the country decide which they want to stand.
Arnab, this is extraordinary.
Extraordinary. Attempt at physical blockade, possible assault on the Prime Minister.
It's beyond extraordinary.
And you're taking credit. Yeah, what else is it? How do you know it's not?
I'm amazed.
Why do you come in the way?
I am amazed that the opposition
shocking
actually are now hinging themselves on the government to take credit for something they have done. They have no standing of their own. They have no argument of their own. They have no political thought of their own. They are blaming the government for their own stand.
In 1965, Lal Bahadur Shastri, Jansangh heavily protested in and out of the parliament against the Kutch agreement with Pakistan. And what not
did
was
they
done?
climb? One minute. I am asking a question bluntly, Pankaj. Did they climb on tables? Did they climb on tables and throw papers at the speaker? Did they send women MPs to Gherao the Prime Minister? Come on, let's talk about that. Did they send women MPs to Gherao the Prime Minister? Did they prevent the Prime Minister from sitting on his seat? Did they climb on tables and throw papers?
In whose government?
I am asking again, let's be specific. Did they climb tables and throw papers? Did they climb tables and throw papers? Did they send women MPs to Gherao the Prime Minister? Did they prevent the Prime Minister from sitting on his seat? Please tell me another example.
Between 2004 and 2014,
is this the way you behave? Just a few days back, Sonia, just a few days back, Priyanka Vadra is in Parliament having tea with the Prime Minister and having tea with the Defence Minister, and then you behave in this manner. And now, ladies and gentlemen, what is more shocking is that the Congress party is saying that Priyanka Vadra was the mastermind of this operation. Priyanka Vadra is the mastermind of this operation. What is this madness?
What operation?
Is this operation?
It was a
physical blocking of Prime Minister. This operation
to obstruct the Prime Minister, Mr. Sharma, and
it shows a lack of grace and maturity. Show those visuals there.
Near attack situation.
Yes, so what is it if not a near attack situation?
As a near attack situation.
How is it not a near attack situation?
Parliament.
How is it not a? Was today? You know what Ravneet Bittu said? He said that I thought Rahul Gandhi was drunk, intoxicated and on drugs. Put the graphics out. Ravneet Bittu said the way Rahul Gandhi was behaving on the floor of Parliament, he seemed to be either drunk, intoxicated or under the influence of drugs. His sister goes inside Parliament and tells other women MPs. She doesn't go herself. Look at this. She's being goody-goody. Only Supriya Srinatha has revealed everything now. She was otherwise, Rahul. Are you understanding, Nalin? She was the mastermind. But Supriya Srinatha wants to do some chamchagiri. So she says, no. My leader, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, should get credit. She was the mastermind of this operation. Nalin, is this? What is this? Is this the way a Parliament
Congress party for
you're proud of this?
It raises another question. 1 minute.
What question?
What is this? An operation? Like Operation Sindoor in national
like
interest?
An operation.
It's called an operation. And that's how you are quoting it. I'm surprised that they actually consider this to be an operation.
An
operation against the Prime Minister of India in Parliament to prevent him from coming and occupying his chair, his seat, the seat of the Prime Minister of India, which anybody can occupy who's elected to that seat and the people of India who put there. And that's called an operation. Is it considered like an operation of success? And then, if Priyanka ji is responsible for this so-called masterminding the operation, she herself is not there. Now, is that supposed to be seen as a mark of courage? Is it to be seen as a mark of brilliance? Is it to be seen as something that, what an outstanding thing. I come up with a plan, I give an operation to prevent the Prime Minister to come because I send women MPs to stand there and physically block that area, prevent the Prime Minister of India, the largest democracy of the world, to come and assume the seat that is designated for the Prime Minister of India with someone who the people of India will have faith in, will vote to bring into office. And that's called an operation that's been masterminded and we should celebrate it. Are we going to expect the Congress party now to say we should give the Bharat Natna to Priyanka?
Nalin, I've been observing this trend for the last some time. Nalin, let me just
is it also that Rahul and Priyanka are at some kind of a war for credit taking? Otherwise, Rahul gets the headlines by abusing someone, and Priyanka then says, I have to do something, so I physically
for 2 days, Rahul Gandhi has been sort of hogging the headlines. Maybe Trump
this is a competition, then I'm sorry, if this is a competition, then a question has to be asked, is this not a competition of negativity? A competition of who can be worse than the other? Is this a competition? Shouldn't it be about who will perform better? Who will have a higher standard for this country? Who will speak better for the country? Who will have a more logical debate? Who will have more research in the debate?
You see, absolutely not, Mr. Waleed. I say, how did it come to this? How did it come to this? People in power have a responsibility.
I can tell you, Mr. Pullara, how it came to this. I can tell you, Mr. Pullara, how it came to this. You look at the last 3 years and the motion of thanks debates of the last 3 years. Every year, Prime Minister has been obstructed by the opposition sloganeering and the din that has been created, yet the Prime Minister has completed his speeches over the din, speaking for an hour and more over the din. So this time perhaps the opposition decided that they would rather not have the Prime Minister come and even start the address.
No, I think,
and that's why
I think to be reasonable, if you want to confront the Prime Minister, you must do so with language, argument, reason, comprehension, logic, tact. This is a very immature, childish way of behaving.
They can't. Because for that, you need to have the evolved mind and homework and the hard work that you have, which the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi ji, has. You have to then fight on his turf of merit. That is what is the fear. You want to somehow say, come down to my level and fight. Rather than fight at that level in which he will counter everything based on facts, based on data, and based on his oratory skills. So therefore, when you find that's an unequal fight, you're going to produce this kind of an approach.
Prime Minister does not want to address.
That's exactly how they think it to be.
Prime Minister running away from Parliament. Prime Minister does not want to address the question raised by opposition.
Running away from Parliament?
Not a single word.
Komareddy, Mr. Komareddy.
Not a single word.
Running away from Parliament?
Mr. Komareddy.
Prime Minister's name.
I don't understand. My friend, please wait for a minute. Arnab, I don't understand.
You don't understand.
On whose behalf? Please wait, my friend, please wait. On whose behalf this incompetent and disgraceful Bhai Behan Jodi are fighting? On whose behalf this incompetent Bhai Behan Jodi is fighting? Is it on behalf of the illegal infiltrators that have come into our country? Is it on behalf of the illegal infiltrators that have come into our country? Is it on behalf
I think the Prime Minister...
On whose behalf are these incompetent Bhai Behan Jodi are fighting?
Why do you make this?
On whose behalf have they carried out this operation?
On the right.
In one night after the leak of Epstein's
file. Is it on behalf of the illegal infiltrators?
The Department leaks the Epstein
file.
Mr. Kohli must answer. He had sufficient time, but he is deliberately avoiding to answer the pertinent question which I raised. That how
some facts, Anmol, some facts. 18 hours were allotted for the debate. The debate has taken place barely 2 hours in the last 2 days.
Why is the US President Donald Trump dictating trade terms to our country?
What trade terms? We've had a successful closure of a trade deal.
What did the US Foreign Secretary say?
You are saying so. Are you saying who says so? And are you saying this? On whose basis are you saying it? On the basis of Arvind Kejriwal ji, the man who said कि मैं बच्चों की कसम खाता हूँ, मैं कांग्रेस के साथ नहीं जाऊँगा and form the first government of the Congress. That is your standard.
You used to say my best friend, whom Narendra.
And that's your standard, and you expect the nation. What are you doing in Punjab?
The greatest.
Come on, let's talk. What are you doing in Punjab? You don't have the guts to. You have the newspapers be printed, and it takes a court order to say that the Punjab police should not interfere in the printing and distribution of newspapers.
But you have not spoken a single word on it.
How has he disappeared from Delhi?
Again,
what kind of house he is living in? How many police people are with him? What is his entourage? Let's talk about it. What are we talking about there? Let's go
back to the issue.
Let's talk about your government. Let's talk about your leader.
Let's go back to the issue. We have a situation today where in the budget session, the Congress party has physically blocked, and Anmol says that it's good. I think it's very good the Prime Minister did not go there because I realized what was happening. Priyanka thought, it's very cheap behavior. Priyanka Vadra thought that there will be 10 women MPs. If Priyanka Vadra had the guts, she would have confronted the Prime Minister and spoken to him. But no, she sent 8 other MPs to block the Prime Minister and tried to watch from the sidelines. The BJP realizing that if the Prime Minister came, there would be an attempt at physically confronting the Prime Minister and trying to create an embarrassing situation. They thought it's better that the Prime Minister does not get involved in that situation. It is not the right thing to do. But I think it's an absence of ideas that the Congress party has here right now.
I think the Prime Minister has upheld the dignity of his chair and office by not coming. The Prime Minister, Narendra Modi ji, has upheld the dignity of his chair and office by not coming, by preventing an unruly situation and giving up his right to speak in the motion because he didn't want an unruly situation. We should acknowledge it from the positive that the Prime Minister has done.
Donald Trump.
See, do Priyanka and Rahul behave?
The farmers of our country.
Do Priyanka and Rahul believe? Do Priyanka and Rahul realize, Pankaj, that this is the Parliament of India, not the nursery school of 10 Janpath? ये kindergarten level के ऊपर जा सकते हैं. What is this baloney? नहीं, what is this? This is some Babalog behavior. ये Babalog behavior नहीं चलेगा. This is what I call Babalog behavior.
Yeah.
बाबा लोग बिहेवियर, 10 जनपद की नर्सरी स्कूल की पॉलिटिक्स, ये पार्लियामेंट ऑफ इंडिया. अगर आप में कंटेंट नहीं है, अगर आप बजट नहीं समझ, I think we should invite Priyanka Vadra to have a debate on budget financials with me and Abhishek. We can discuss numbers with Priyanka Vadra. I don't think she'll understand anything. I don't know what job Priyanka Vadra has done before becoming a member of parliament, or what job Rahul Gandhi has done. This is disgraceful behavior.
And you'll excuse this, on a lighter note, after your rather illuminative interview of Mr. Rahul Gandhi several years ago, I don't think there was going to be...
Which was set up by Priyanka, by the way. It was Priyanka who asked me to interview her brother. I'm declaring it on television today. Priyanka came to me and said, please interview my brother. I still don't know whether she set up her brother for this. Do you know this? I'm revealing it for the first time today. Priyanka told me, she said, you must interview my brother. And this was supposedly known only by her and her brother. Why did Priyanka Vadra make me interview her brother? Can she deny it today? That she came to me and requested me to interview her brother.
Oh, she came to you.
Of course.
Requested.
Of course.
You should
she could have chosen anyone else. She didn't. She asked me to interview her brother. She was part of it. Ask Ajay Makan whether he knew. Even Ahmed Patel did not know. But Priyanka Vadra knew. So please, question is right now, I don't know why the Priyanka Vadra is doing this. And I don't know which... No, you can't do this now. Now listen to me. You have done what you had in Parliament today. The Prime Minister must be allowed to speak on the floor of Parliament.
Yeah.
The Prime Minister cannot be physically blocked from speaking in Parliament. You cannot behave like this. This is infantile behavior. And we are in a serious situation tonight.
Arnab,
where the Prime Minister is under threat from speaking physically in Parliament.
Any other country? Has it been done ever by any opposition in another country?
I ask you this. No, never. Nowhere. Nowhere.
I mean, is this a standard? And this is a question.
You'll reduce the Parliament to fisticuffs like this.
Mr. Kohli is under no threat. Despite that, he is running away from questions.
Running away from questions? Who's running away? I'm sorry, Anmol. Would you, one minute. If there were 10 women who could get physically violent with you, would you walk and have a conversation with them, or would you avoid it?
Up to today.
What's wrong with you?
Maybe you should send him on his mobile the visuals. He's unable to, I think...
Show the visuals full frame again.
Therefore, he's taking a debate with contradictions. He begins on a positive note by saying that the Aam Aadmi Party is against this kind of physical situation that was developing there. And after that, he's on the trade deal. Why is he running away from the debate on the Parliament?
So, but
and why is he saying that, yes, blocking the Prime Minister or not permitting him to enter the Parliament or not assume his seat without a confrontational situation?
No, but who stopped him for the last 48 hours? That's my question. Who stopped him from last 48 hours?
For 48 hours has the Congress spoken one thing on the budget? You're going on and on. You're going on and on about a Naravane script when General Naravane has himself said 1,000 occasions that he was given a free hand by the Prime Minister of India. There is nothing to debate. QED. Matter over. Now debate the budget, debate the fiscal deficit, debate the 15-18% increase in defense budget. Debate the rules for data sovereignty. Do you understand data sovereignty? Do you know what happens when all the databases and data centers are here in India, when the servers are here in India? You have the nuance in your mind. You understand the changes of customs rules for nuclear reactors, acquisition of parts and spares and everything else?
Debate how Prime Minister...
You want to do this infantile behavior 10 Janpath level discussion? 10 Janpath level talk. Don't talk 10 Janpath level.
Impose a tariff of 18% of our country.
Don't do 10 Janpath level politics.
I have another question. Mr. Goswami, do they really believe... I have a question. Do they really believe that the citizens of India are going to be impressed by what they are seeing with this opposition?
Open the calls.
Do they really believe that the arguments that are being put forward by the...
Ramchandran from Bengaluru, our first caller, will take 4. Ramchandran.
Of India, the voters of India.
Ram, what are your thoughts? Ramchandran from Bengaluru, you're there?
There. Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. Go on.
Yeah. So I have a very simple question. Everybody knows what the session is for. It's for the budget. The kid has studied physics and they've come for the maths paper and I know the answer only for physics. I'll address only maths. What nonsense is this? Come to the session with preparedness, number 1. Number 2, everybody knows the session by Prime Minister is this time and he is going to address it. How did the banners, everything came into play and how did they even plan this well? And how did this get...
You see, Congress is saying right now that Priyanka Vadra must be given credit for planning all of this. What is this? This is 10 Janpath nursery level politics. Kindergarten level stuff. It's not serious. They're not grown up. Okay, Sebastian from Bengaluru. Sebastian.
Hi, gentlemen, are you able to hear me?
Loud and clear, Sebastian, go on.
Yeah. See, my view as Indian citizens, we are very sorry for the situation, not realizing whom we are electing to represent us in Parliament. It is not their giveaway to create ruckus. It is we who are paying taxes for their actions.
Totally.
There should be an inquiry to put all in prison like normal citizens.
I'm totally with you, Sebastian. It's so frustrating. Ram Anand from Jammu, our last caller.
Good evening, Arnab.
Good evening, sir.
This rude behavior of indisciplined politicians, especially of Indian confused party of the country, have brought shame to the country. Their frustration will lead to less votes than Nota votes in days to come, especially to their Indian confused party and our party, the one who has lost
on the screen.
zero,
What Rahul did, what
zero in Delhi.
Yeah. Let me end with the gigantic contribution of the Rahul Priyanka brother-sister duo to Indian democracy. Please take a look, ladies and gentlemen. On one side of the screen, Rahul Gandhi, who Ravneet Bittu says appears intoxicated, abuses, calls people a traitor, uses very bad street language outside Parliament. And inside Parliament, Priyanka Vadra leads a physical situation vis-a-vis the Prime Minister of India. We are getting concerned tonight not about the way in which Rahul and Priyanka are behaving. They are showing a lot of similarities to each other. My concern is with the fact that India does not have a real opposition. It's a matter of concern. The Prime Minister must be allowed to speak in Parliament. That's not our demand. That's a national call. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night and goodbye.
Time for a quick breather. Arnab will be right back with the debate.
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला। सिप सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप।